Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's Tuesday night, and like I promised you last week was a really slow uh, week as far as our local interactions, but I promised you that this week would be much busier, and it was. As a matter of fact, it was so busy that didn't really get to do a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do. As crazy as that might sound. Um, we did get out and well, I tell you what, you know what? Let's just jump into it. Let's talk about the stuff that we did, and I will just kind of tell you the story as we go through it. How's that sound? Well, in the middle of the week, I decided it was a good idea to go to Slayton Chiropractic and get another chiropractic adjustment. I usually go there about every 2 weeks or so. Um, and I'm probably going to like back that off to like every 3 weeks here in another couple weeks, but I'm probably going to keep the 2 week rotation through the end of the month, and then maybe we'll revisit it in June and see how it goes. But I did go for an adjustment, and honestly, it's super helpful. Um, it makes my back not hurt nearly as much. I can stand up straighter. I can stand up for longer. It just generally makes my life a lot less miserable. So that's one of the things that I try to do on a regular basis, and I get great benefit out of it. We were in the mood for some good food and looking for something delicious to eat, and nobody wanted to cook at the house, so we decided we'd let Carlos do the cooking. Carlos always manages to put on great food, have great meals. He's got this new 2 for 25 or 2 for 22 meal offer, and the food's just delicious. And the service is incredible. I have I've never had a bad experience anytime I've went to Carlos's, and I have to say that that's it doesn't matter whether it was at the cantina that has just recently opened or if it was at the food truck or at the street taco location. Any one of those three locations, Carlos always does an amazing job, and I really appreciate him and appreciate the food that he delivers for us. But yeah, I had a fantastic meal there, and it's just nice to be able to sit and visit and enjoy some good food and not have to worry about cooking or cleaning up. And yes, it would not be a week if there wasn't at least one trip to Shadrack's involved. There were a few. Uh, um, Honestly, Jersey made a lot more trips to Shadrack's this past week than I did. Um, but I did sneak down there. We got to Shadrack's a couple of times. One of those was Saturday morning because Saturday morning was a day that definitely um, the the pick me up that you get from a Shadrack's run was definitely helpful and needed and appreciated. By the way, I just found this out today when I was grabbing a slide for the slide deck tonight. Shadrack's this is now lemonade season, and Shadrack's has a lemonade. If you're looking for something that's not on the caffeinated side, or you're just looking for something as the weather gets warmer, just something to give you a nice, refreshing, cooling, hydrating burst. Check out their selection of lemonade offerings. And this is what we did on Saturday. Saturday was the opening, the very first weekend. Elizabeth says Jacob Walker and I needed caffeine. Um, I know you did. Saturday was the opening of the Paragould Farmers Market. It was the first weekend for the farmers market, and it was pretty amazing. It was bigger than last year. I don't know if you happened to catch the interview that they did on K8 News this week. there were over 100 vendors in attendance. The estimate is there were somewhere around 2,500 people who came to shop and visit and peruse. In addition to the farmers market, we also the Paragould Community Pavilion hosted the Greene County Master Gardeners Association for the opening market weekend. So it was a very busy weekend. There was lots of people around, and honestly, this is part of the reason why I didn't get to go see everybody. My goal was I wanted to be able to, sneak out of Steel and Stitch's booth, and I wanted to go roam around and meet everybody that was there. And I was all prepared to take lots of pictures and take lots of notes and have a whole lot of things to report to you today. But unfortunately, I couldn't get out and about, and I couldn't make it to all the places that I wanted to make it to. So you're in luck. You only get like a handful of them. Steel and Stitch says I was very needed and appreciated. And I do my best to, be there and help out as I can and do what I can. So, although first week open and there were a few bumps, we looked at each other and said, did you bring the fan? I thought that she loaded the fan. She thought that I loaded the fan, and the fan never got loaded. And one of the other things that was kind of important that I forgot was chairs. So although we were pretty busy and I'm not sure we would have had a lot of time to sit down, having the option would have been kind of nice. But yeah, we were there, had a great weekend, got to see a lot of people, and just really enjoyed it. It was great. And a few of the people I did get to see a few people. I didn't get to see a lot. I didn't get to do a lot of roaming around. But I did see a few people. Something Sweet was there. Something Sweet had some of their baked goods there. I got a chance to see them and visit with them just briefly right before the end of the market when we were going up to check in right before the market closed. So I got to see Something Sweet and kind of walk past them. Yeah, one of the challenges that we had is that with everybody in there, that space is an amazing space, and I'm so thankful that we have it. But one of the challenges is when you put that many people underneath that roof, it is very hard to hear. And they were trying to make announcements at one end of the room, and you could kind of hear that they were saying something at the other end of the room, but it really kind of sounded like the librarian from the Charlie Brown show. He just says the wah 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 wah. So there's just really no, you couldn't hear what they were saying. So, but on that note, if you happen to make it out to the Paragould Farmers Market this coming weekend, don't park on the railroad tracks. I expect better of you. Honestly, come on, please. Anyway, yeah, Something Sweet was there, and Alhambra Orchard and Apiary was there, and it's funny because Alhambra Orchard and Apiary was there, and I've been calling him my bee guy forever, and then he shows up and he's wearing this shirt that says the bee guy, and so it's like I looked at it. Yeah, I know it is sad that had to be said, but yeah, don't park on the railroad tracks. But yeah, so yeah, the he's there, but I think there was something wrong with his shirt, so I fixed it for him. See, that's the right shirt. This is the wrong shirt. This is the right shirt. He's Larry's bee guy. He's my bee guy. But yeah, and actually I did that, and then I like shot him a copy of that picture just so that he could see it, and we both got a pretty big. Make him bigger and me smaller. So not like that. Like that, he didn't get much bigger. He's not much bigger. I'm smaller, but he's not much bigger. Anyway, all right, we'll make him bigger and me smaller. Embracing Wood was there. They were actually our neighbor just right behind us, so we got to see them and say hi. I can't even really say we got to visit a whole lot because it was really busy, but we did get to see them as they were setting up and say hi. Pollard Farms and Homestead was there, and again, barely got a chance to see them. Again, they were one of the places that, when at the end of the day, when we went to check in and report at the end of the night, I stopped by Pollard's because they were right next to the check-in booth and said hi to them and visited with them a little bit. Congratulated them on hitting 6,000 followers. That's amazing. That's awesome. They've done some great work, and I'm super happy and excited for them. Right next to them was Red Oak Candy. Yeah, Farmers Market was rocking, says Corey. And that was the checkout. Yeah, those are the words I was looking for. Seal and Stitch says, "Congratulations, Pollard." Yeah, 6,000. And I'm curious. I'm gonna spend some time when I have some free time. I'm not really sure when that's going to be, but when I have some free time, I'm going to scroll back through Pollard's Facebook post because I'm curious. I want to see. I remember them talking about the number of followers they had last summer, but I don't remember what that number was. So I'm kind of curious. I want to see how much they've grown over the last 8 to 12 months, and just see if I can find those posts and I'm curious. But Red Oak Candy Company was there and said hi to them briefly. Lucky 7 Lemonade was there. I didn't get anything from Lucky 7 Lemonade this week, but I did see them there, and their lemonade is very delicious. Honestly, if I hadn't, well, here's the thing. I was going to make a run to Lucky 7 Lemonade. Embracing Wood, who I said was right behind us, she said that if I was going to go running around, if I could bring her something to drink, she would appreciate it. So I was going to go run to Lucky 7 Lemonade. But before I got a chance to do that, a family member of hers showed up, and they went and got her something to drink instead. So I didn't make it over to Lucky 7, but I saw them there, and I'm sure that I will be participating and partaking of their delicious lemonades many, many times before the end of the season. Faces by Blossom and Tricky the Balloon Guy were there. I know where they were set. I saw them, like I said, again, briefly when I went to check out. I got to see them. I did see a lot of the face painting. I got to see a lot of. Yeah, they also have strawberry water. So if you're not interested in the, if you don't want lemonade, you can actually go just get the flavored water from Lucky 7, and they'll strawberry or their watermelon or whatever flavors that they have that they would normally flavor the lemonade with. You can just get that just in water, and that does make for a very, very refreshing drink as well. And I really think that the hotter it gets, the better it tastes. Not the hotter the lemonade gets, the hotter the day gets, the better the lemonade tastes. So Elena doing some quick research for me. She's apparently much better at the Facebook foo than I. She said that they were at 3,800 followers on August 29th. So that's pretty impressive to go from 3,800 to add over 2,200 followers in roughly 8 months. Yeah, that's really cool. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, I saw lots of painted faces painted. I guess that works too. From Blossom, and saw a few balloons. I heard a few balloons from Tricky the Balloon Guy. They uh, they were there and hope they had a good day. IR Sweets spotted them. They were not too far away from us and saw them. Again, didn't really get a chance to talk much because it was a super busy day, but I did spot them while they were there. Huffman Family Farms was down at the end of the aisle. I saw them there, and I never got a chance to go see what they had for sale. They usually have some really good cuts of meat and things, and didn't get a chance to get down there to look at them. There was another gentleman that had some fresh produce. I saw he had fresh radishes and fresh green onions, and yeah, and then the next thing I knew, he was gone. He had sold out, and then just he'd left, and I missed it. I didn't get a chance to get any of those. Old Ferry Farms was another one of the farm vendors that was there, and they ended up leaving a little early as well because they ran out of things to sell, and so did Scatter Creek Berries and Produce. So um, I think it was a very productive and a really good day for many of the vendors that were there. Got to see some good sales. Got to see a lot of people, and like I said, this is just Steel and Stitches says, I didn't even get IR Sweets nuts until after we were closing down. Oh, so that's when I saw the package of nuts and I didn't know when you got those. I didn't see when those showed up, but I guess that explains it. But yeah, this week was just kind of a preview of the produce that's going to come. I think with it still being kind of early in the season, just starting to see, the plants are starting to produce and starting to bring things to market. So I'm excited, looking forward to seeing how many more things that are going to be at the market in the way of fresh fruits and vegetables over the next coming months. One of the few trips that I did manage to get out of the booth for just a few short minutes, I went over to the Mad Mexican and ordered a 6-pack of their chicken tacos because we realized that it was about 11 o'clock and none of us had anything to eat and we were kind of hungry. Oh, that's why I didn't see her get the nuts, is because I went to go pay the booth fee and Steel and Stitches just waved money at IR Sweets to bring her some nuts. Got it. That's why I didn't see those show up. All right. So yeah, had the mini tacos from the Mad Mexican. They were delicious. I really enjoyed those. Would have enjoyed them more if I could have sat down and stopped moving for a minute while eating them, but they were still delicious, even though we did have to eat them on the run. And they were tiny. They were mini tacos, so they're only about so long, which made them really good for bite size and eating on the go and eating quickly. So all in all, can't complain. They were delicious. By the way, Mad Mexican also has a breakfast menu, and their breakfast menu is available until 10:30 in the morning. And I was reading this in the notification. So if you're familiar with the farmer's market, the opening bell rings at 8 o'clock. The vendors cannot sell before the opening bell at 8 o'clock. However, there is one exception to that. The food vendors can begin selling at 7 o'clock. So if you wanted to come a little bit early and, grab some breakfast and, mill around in the parking lot and then come in at the opening bell, hey, there's another option for you. Steel and Stitches says that they were perfect for eating in between customers. Another option for you is if you don't want to, grab breakfast and eat it in the parking lot, you could go down to Something Sweet. And I believe they'll be open that early. You could go there and you could grab a cup of coffee and you could grab, some pastries or a muffin or something like that. And you could enjoy the fresh pastry while you're bringing me a cup of coffee. Larry Cup was there with he actually was there. He had two different spaces out in the parking lot with the food trucks was the Larry's Cup of Cream food truck, and then he also had I spotted him. He had a I think the thought is so as vendors can eat beforehand, and it's a really great idea. I really do like that idea. Give us a chance to grab a quick bite before the all the chaos starts. But yeah, saw Larry's ice cream truck out in the parking lot, and then Larry was actually set up in the edge of the pavilion with a small produce stand. So he was in two different places. Tiny Green Farm was there. I didn't get it. I walked right past him. I saw him. By the time that I actually saw him, it looked like that most of his microgreens were sold out, which is awesome. I'm glad to see that happen. I didn't get a chance to stop and say hi because, like I said, it was one of those things that's like, oh look, there he is, and as I was walking quickly with intent to get from point A to point B. There was not a lot of wandering time available, and then after everything was over, after we got set up and got everything put up from the market, and the market was over, and everything was stowed and we were ready to go home. We stopped at Hyde Park Cafe and had lunch. Stopped there and just kind of sat down in the cool and drank about 3 glasses of tea while eating lunch, and just enjoyed that little bit of winding down slightly. And then, by the way, Hyde Park Cafe has a new Facebook page. If you weren't aware of that already, they do have a new Facebook page. Make sure you like and follow the new one. It's Hyde Park Cafe Paragould AR. And it'll be linked in the comments. I'll try to get that done probably tomorrow. But yeah, make sure you like and follow their new Facebook page. They no longer have access to the old Facebook page. So to keep up with all things Hyde Park, make sure you are following the new Facebook page. And it wouldn't be a market weekend if we didn't stop by Unraveled Yarn Boutique and pick up some more yarn. That's the cycle that we see that repeats itself for the entire summer. Is we go to the market, we sell stuff, we go to Unraveled, we buy yarn, we make stuff, we go to the market, we sell stuff, we go to Unraveled, we buy yarn, and the cycle just continues. So there was a stop by Unraveled, and we got to stop and see them. Yeah, they have needle minders that are really cute, and I should not be allowed to touch those because, yeah, it just didn't work out well. I don't know. I picked up the magnet thing, not thinking about the magnet on the back of the thing, and then there's magnets rolling all over the place, and I'm trying to fix it and knocking other stuff off, and yeah, can't take me anywhere. And then Saturday nights, we went home after the market and we relaxed for a couple of hours, and then we went back out to go visit the Smoking Skulls Motorcycle Club. Yes, me trying to fix the needle minders was comical, as in, kind of like a Abbott and Costello kind of comical thing. Yeah, I went to go see the Smoking Skulls, their 15-year anniversary party. Wanted to stop by and see them and congratulate them on, being around for 15 years. That's great. That's an awesome accomplishment. Congratulations that they've been able to be there that long. They're not done with 15. I was actually talking to B for a little bit at the party, and he said their next goal is they've got their eyes set on 25. So they're already planning for the 25-year anniversary party. So looking forward to see. I've really appreciated the way that they've been involved in events around the community over the past 15 years, and They've got the I don't remember the name of it. Something Carnage. It's the demolition derby that will be going on in June at the fairgrounds. Steel and Stitch says, I can't wait to see all the good they'll do in the next 15 years. I'm pretty excited about that too. I mean, I'm excited to see how they're going to do that. So, Carnage for a Cause, that's what it is. I knew if I thought about it for a second. Thank you, Steel and Stitches, for reminding me. Yes, Carnage for a Cause. And Corey, hey, getting lots of prompts from everywhere. I do appreciate that because sometimes the words just aren't there. But yes, looking forward to Carnage for a Cause coming up in June to support the efforts of Ag for Autism. That's going to be a great event. That's one of the things they do in the fall. They have the Ride for Knowledge to support the local schools, and they do things to adopt a family for Christmas and things like that. So appreciate the things that they do in and around and for the community, and congratulations to them on 15 years. And excited to see what the next 10, 15, 20 years are going to look like for them. And then today I was out and about. I was running some errands and running back and forth between locations working, and so I stopped in Iron Horse Barbecue and Steakhouse and had lunch. Said hi to my friend Tara that I haven't seen in a while, and grabbed a burger and some onion rings and enjoyed lunch there while I was running errands around town. And I almost forgot about this. While we were at the farmer's market, there was a rare sighting of a Jake Lung, not with a guitar. Jake and his family had taken a few minutes just to spend some family time and come roam around the farmer's market and check out everything was there, and got to see them and they stopped in the booth and said hi, and we visited with them for just a really short amount of time. But it was good to see them, glad to see them out and about. And it's always good to see Jake, and enjoyed just getting to see him just for that minute. That was really nice. And I don't have a slide in here for it. Yep, he was with his girls, all three of them. His mama and his two little girls. So yeah, all three of the girls and Jake were there, and it was really good to see them. But speaking of girls, I do not have a slide for this, but in that same vein of family type stuff, congratulations to Joe and Micah Bateman. Their daughter has graced us with her presence over the course of this past weekend, and I wish them all the best. And congratulations on delivering a very healthy baby. So, one of the differences between me and Steel and Stitches is she's like, "Oh, it's cute and adorable." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a baby. They all look the same, pretty much." And anyway, that's it. That was those are the things and the stuffs and the places and all of the stuff that we did over the course of this past week, and the way we interacted with the vendors and the artisans and the local businesses in the community. So, like I said, this was a lot longer than it was last week because we're right there approaching the 30-minute mark. Next week, and I don't know how I feel about this. Yes, she was. As one of the gifts for the newborn baby, we had Steel and Stitches had sent one of her little NICU octos with all the little tentacles and things for the little babies. We sent one of those with Joe and Micah, and yeah, they sent us a picture of Anley. I'm probably going to mispronounce that name terribly. But yeah, we got a picture of little baby Bateman with the little octo right there beside her. So appreciated that. That was really awesome. Thank you for that. But yeah, we are super excited, happy for them. And hopefully I don't want this coming weekend's farmers market to be slow. Or, I mean, I'd be okay if it was not any slower than last weekend was. But I am still going to hope that maybe I can get out and roam around a little bit more and maybe meet them. Maybe we'll have just as productive amount of time, but maybe a little less of a chaotic time, so I can sneak out a little bit more. Maybe we'll see how it goes. So keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we'll have an even bigger discussion about all the people that we talk to next week. Until then, hope you guys have a great week. Come back on Thursday. We'll talk about all the stuff that is going to be going on in and around the area this coming weekend. Until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Good night, everybody.